Hello, everybody. I'm back to read you what I think is the fifth installment of Cynthia Ryland's The Beautiful Stories of Life, Six Greek Myths Retold. Again, if this is your first video from this book, just be forewarned that these are all targeted more at my 4th, 5th, and 6th graders rather than the younger kids, which most of my other videos are. So if you're not ready for this one, check out my other videos. Yeah, and if you're not sure, just check the description below, as always, where I put a lot more information about each individual video and the content of each. So, with that said, join me in listening to the story of Narcissus. So, there are those who fall in love with someone or something and are destroyed by the experience. This often happens because of obsession, of being consumed by a longing that is deadly to both the body and the soul. So it was with Narcissus. Narcissus hated anything with a flaw. Yet what in life is perfect? All things possess both light and shadow. Narcissus was a perfectionist, and had he been a god, perhaps he might have created for himself the perfect experience he craved. But he was a mortal, and a deeply dissatisfied one. Narcissus was himself a nearly perfect model of young manhood. He was beautiful, with firm, muscled arms, strong legs, clear eyes, and thick, shining hair. He was so attractive that young maidens trailed after him, twirling lilies under his nose and sending whispered invitations to his ears. They only irritated him. They were all too ordinary, and he wanted nothing to do with them. No one could provide the pleasure Narcissus so desperately sought, the experience he so deeply craved but could never find. One particular maiden was completely devoted to Narcissus. Her name was Echo, so named because of a curse from the goddess Hera. Hera, jealous wife of Zeus, was one day looking for her husband's whereabouts and asked the innocent maiden if she had seen the philandering god. Echo was nervous and shy, and because she did not know where the god was, she had no answer, so she said nothing. Her silence offended Hera, and Hera cast a curse on the girl, who from that time forward could never again speak for herself, but only repeat what others said. It was this particular maiden who could not stop herself from following Narcissus. "Leave me alone," Narcissus said to the girl. "Alone," Echo answered. "I do not want you," he said. "Want you," Echo responded. "I want someone more beautiful," stated the cold young man. "Beautiful," answered Echo with a sigh. The hard truth about obsession is that it blinds the heart. Why would a young girl pursue a boy who so clearly held no affection for her? Because she could not stop herself. Like a moth to a flame, Echo returned again and again for the burn. The gods were not unaware of the grandiose Narcissus. In fact, he vexed them. Who did he think he was, this mortal, seeking an experience of ecstasy? Ecstasy was reserved for the gods, and for good reason. A god could not die from a nearly unbearable pleasure, but a man could. From Olympus, the gods watched Narcissus reject one fresh and open maiden after another, reject earthly love, and they resented his obvious sense of entitlement. Narcissus angered the gods, and this always heralds disaster. So it was that one day, after icily rejecting yet another ordinary girl who loved him, Narcissus walked into the forest alone. Echo followed, as she always did, hiding among the trees, longing for him. The boy felt suddenly thirsty, and all at once came upon a startlingly clear pond. He cupped both hands and leaned over to drink. As he did, Narcissus looked into the water. What he saw stunned him. Looking back at him from the crystal depths was the most exquisite creature he'd ever seen. Narcissus experienced this gorgeous vision, enhanced by the devious gods, and a rapture began filling him. He thought he might drown in the sensation of it as he crouched there, held in perfect satisfaction, and he did not care. "I love you," Narcissus said to the vision that was, in fact, himself. "Love you," Echo whispered, watching. Narcissus gave himself to the waves of ecstasy that washed over him as he gazed at the face in the water. He did not want ever again to eat or drink or to sleep. He cared for nothing and no one but the feelings that rushed through him to the very ends of his fingers and toes. And in time, as obsession always does, the object of his desire drained away his life. Those things that sustain mortals, food, rest, love, no longer mattered and were no longer sought. Narcissus could not let go, and he withered there and died. Distraught, and as lost to insanity as Narcissus, Echo stumbled into a nearby cave. And there she wasted and died as well. To this day, anyone who enters a cave and calls her name may hear her answer. As for Narcissus, the ordinary maidens who loved him found his body and buried him there beside the cool, clear pond. Where he lay, there grew a flower, which they then named the Narcissus. Wow. Okay, so we have one more story, again on that happy note. We have one more story in this book. It is the story of Cupid and Psyche. So that'll be a fun one. Join me, or just click below, or wait a while. I don't know. I will see you next time.